I see patients all the time. They're very disciplined, they're successful, they do everything right, but they still wake up tired in the morning. And it's very important for audience to understand constant pushing doesn't get you to a state of healing. So when we are on overdrive, constantly surviving, that's why we use so much energy. Nothing is left. They think it's normal now. Being anxious now normal? Having allergies now is normal? It's so sad. All of this is normal, but it takes so much energy. When I tell my patients, you're not broken, you're just off regulation.
A lot of people remove toxins, a lot of people replace nutrients, but very few people actually restore the body, and even fewer know how to keep it regulated. Today on the 5R method, we're bringing the final phases together, restore and regulate, to explore how the body rebuilds once the path is clear and how real healing is sustained long term. Dr. Marina, we're back to finish out the 5Rs.
Yes, they are here. Let's do it.
Let's do it. This is so exciting. So, Dr. Marina, after reveal, remove, and replace, our first 3Rs, what does restore truly mean inside the 5R method, and how is it different from our last R, regulate?
So this is such an important question, and it's very important for audience to understand. Yes, we detoxify, we remove and we replace what's missing. But restore and regulate, it's when you actually take a nutrition and feed the cell so the cell has energy for continuous function, so it can self-regulate. And that takes a lot of energy. People don't understand. So I have patients that come to me, a small case so people can relate to. It's middle-aged, very successful men and women who want to achieve a lot in life, and they have always a regimen of exercise, and they eat right, and they do things right, and they do everything to optimize their hormones. Although they wake up in the morning and still tired, I don't understand. So I explain it to them. We do their blood work, we understand, and I reveal stage. And I tell them most probably whatever that you're doing, whatever energy that you store throughout the day, when you're replacing, you're overusing through exercise. So you don't have much energy stored for continuous balancing. So these dots are not connected. So in order for body to actually do it, you have to hold back. Don't overdo it. You're already doing everything right. So maybe cut down a little bit on exercise, see what's going to happen. So I had a very interesting lady coming in. She's very young, early 40s, very early menopause. So she has hot flashes and everything. And she came and she's telling me that she's trying to stop hot flashes and she doesn't understand. She also has fertility issues. There is no base energy for anything. And she is an athlete, beautiful physique, beautiful body. One thing I ask her to do, one thing, before blood work comes back, all I ask her to, please reduce your exercise. And when she came for reveal stage, she's like, I can't believe it. She reduced the exercise and her hot flashes went away.
Wow.
One thing she changed, reduce the exercise. You see, we need to understand, yes, we're doing everything right. Like if you have, again, let's go back to bank account. Do you have enough storage for this regulatory work where your cells rebuild, where your metabolism, stays regulated, that you continuously can do the job that your body is created to do? In what response are you? Are you in state of rest and digest, sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system? How is it working? Or you are on overdrive where you're constantly surviving. So when we are on overdrive, constantly surviving, that's why we use so much energy. Nothing is left.
It's like we're spending more than we have in the bank account.
Exactly. It's
Like,
overspending.
it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you're spending more than what's there.
Exactly. It's overspending, and this overspending doesn't stop, really. So I'm going to go a little bit further because, I know that audience will like this flow because it's easy. They can relate to this. I had a very interesting case where this young lady, she tried to conceive. She had challenges, so she started doing an IVF process. They transferred embryo twice, and twice it didn't work. So she was so eager. She was only 33 years old. She came, and I was explaining to her, yes, we can transfer this embryo. This could be transferred, but if you don't have that base energy and it's not enough, you should never forget it needs so much. It needs so much more energy so this embryo can thrive, because this embryo thrives on energy of a mom. It's like plugging. You plug it in, plug it out. So once plugging works and it's enough energy, the embryo will thrive, survive, and grow because it's so much energy that's necessary. So we worked with her. It was a very interesting process. And she's again, I want to go to IVF. I want to do this. It just happened by itself. She didn't need IVF. She had baby number 1. Now she's pregnant with baby number 2. It's just, you teach the system. System body is so intelligent. Yes, we clean, we replace with all the beautiful things, but then we connect the dots and we teach the system to continuously work in certain ways so it can do the job by itself. It's not about constantly feeding and feeding and feeding. It's not just feeding and cleaning. It's not just feeding and cleaning. It's an ecosystem. This is how body works. Once we correct this ecosystem and we create a state of balance where body can do the job by itself, then results are so lasting. Now she's lasting through second pregnancy. We didn't have to do anything else. She just did it.
It's fabulous. That makes me so happy. Why do some people still feel like so exhausted, or perhaps there's inflammation in the body or stuck after they detox and they're taking all the right supplements? They're like, I'm checking all the boxes, I'm doing all the things, but I still kind of feel like it's not, I'm not back to baseline. Or
Right. They're not back to baseline because they're not understanding their inflammatory triggers. So they always go back to triggers. So people go by what Google tells them, but Google doesn't know you, right? Google is Google. Google medicine really doesn't work. So for every individual, we need to understand what's triggering their inflammation. So inflammation and inflammatory response takes a lot of energy as well, because once you inflame, you cannot connect the dots. System does not have proper signaling loop. Once proper signaling loop does not happen, you're not going to have that energy that you're looking for. Inflammation is silent. For those people who have joint pains, it's not so silent anymore because they have symptoms. So this joint pain, it's sign of inflammation. And we do blood work, I show it to them. And they tell me all the time the same things. Oh, I went to the doctor and they said there was nothing there. Well, if nothing would be there, you wouldn't be feeling like this, right? And trust me, if somebody has joint pains, they have all the other symptoms as well. They also they're sluggish, they, tired to wake up in the morning, they need cups of coffee, or they need some kind of stimulant to go through the day. So they don't have enough energy, number 1. Number 2, the inflammation is still lingering. That's basically taking money out of the bank account. If you're looking at the system as a bank and how much you deposited to your account, what's left? Inflammation is silent rubber. It's robbing you of your health, of your longevity, of your happiness, of your resilience, of almost everything. So when I work with patients, no matter what I do, we always address inflammation first time. That's why every step in my 5R method, we do everything the same time. We don't tell patients, oh, you know what, first 3 months you're only going to do this and then we're going to do something else. No. Everything the same time. So they can experience true healing quicker. Of course, it takes time. It doesn't take a week or 2. They start seeing differences and the body responds so quickly, first 3-4 weeks, not months. First 3-4 weeks. People report interesting things and I constantly share it with you. Wow, I have so much more energy. Oh, look at my skin. Like all of this. Having beautiful skin is not mandatory, Having beautiful skin is not mandatory. Neither is reproductive function. It's not mandatory. So body always gonna save energy to do what's absolutely necessary, which is brain function, cardiovascular function, the lung function, so you can breathe, so digestive function, the kidney function a lot of time gets pushed back because you can actually have reduction of kidney function and still function. Liver function, the same thing. Filter, not clean filter, dirty filter still works, also moves back. But brain function, the heart function, and lung function is a primary energy requirement organs because that's what makes our system go. So this is amazing medicine once you understand it. So if even I have a patient that comes with kidneys that don't work great, we look at that EGFR. So seeing how they are filtering nutrients out. Are they sipping anything out? We understand that, yes, your body is not any longer prioritizing function of the kidneys. Why? Because most of the prioritization going to heart, lung, and brain function, because you need that. So you don't have this energy to repair your kidneys now. Are they repairable? Absolutely. We do it all the time. We can repair your kidneys, but we also need to understand what needs to happen. You need to have a lots of energy. You need to have storage. We need to connect all the dots where the loop of signaling that's happening through the brain starts working, so you actually now can heal. That's complete healing. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. It's a different process. People don't have understanding how this works, but this is how it works.
That's amazing. When you said, having clear skin or having a functioning reproductive system is not something that's mandatory for the body in order to survive. So it's literally going to take that energy storage from that and make it for the
Yes.
things that are absolutely necessary. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And we think that, okay, yes, my skin's breaking out, I'm not able to conceive as something that's wrong, but it's literal like that was just a whole different way to explain it. My brain is like exploding right now. um you mentioned about joint pain, and I'm really interested in your thoughts on how to delineate between joint pain from inflammation and joint pain perhaps from an injury. Is there a difference? And perhaps is it an injury that won't heal because the inflammation won't go away? It's like, which came first there, the chicken or the egg?
So usually we take a lot of things into consideration, right? Firstly, age of the patient and what state of well-being they are. So obviously, if they're very depleted, they're never gonna repair. Again, the same formula. You know, if you don't have base energy for repair, cellular repair, or repair of the tendon and muscular repair, is not gonna happen. So we need to understand in what state of well-being they are. Age of the patient takes, it's important to know the age of the patient themselves. So usually if this person has everything in the system, it takes 6 weeks and they repair. We know tendons, ligaments, we know the bone 6 to 8 weeks. It takes time to repair, but once pain becomes chronic, we understand there is not enough energy for repair. So if I have an athlete, and I have a lots of people who are very athletic, I do have professional athletes with chronic injuries that are not healing. So the steps, again, clean the system, replace, we give things in, making sure that they're building up energy, that they're not overspending this energy somewhere else. For example, they're not losing this energy because they can't sleep, because a lots of repair happens in sleep. This bank account gets filled up when you're sleeping. So sleeping itself is so important. If they cannot sleep, we teach them to sleep. I use peptide therapies. I use herbs. Understanding why can they sleep? Is there a trigger? Do they have some kind of traumatic event that has had to do anything with nighttime? That's also, it's a lots of different things that we have to take into consideration. Make them sleep, help them sleep. When they're sleeping, I use very specific peptides that actually give them energy that they can store, and that is now growth hormone, so they can repair their joints. And this repair happens. I have lots of people that come with chronic either injuries, or they think they have arthritis. Yes, they do have arthritis. It's damage due to inflammation. It is healable, treatable, and it goes away. The only thing that doesn't change, if they already have damaged joint and joint deformed, you cannot change it. The deformation already happened. I'm not
Right,
doing surgeries.
right, right.
So, but it repairs, it happens. So, yes, answering to your question, understanding why this person didn't heal. You had 6 weeks to heal. Why didn't it happen? Obviously, something is missing. Replace everything that's missing, restart entire healing loop. See what happens. Once you do and follow entire cycle in this method that I'm using, 5R method, people heal beautifully. And once it's regulated, it's long lasting. And we teach patients what they need to do to keep the results.
And that's so important because, where people are investing the money and the time and the energy to heal. And then, we obviously don't want to backslide back into all those bad habits. So that's fantastic that there is that sort of pathway and the support there that you provide in order to make sure that it becomes integrated into their life and their lifestyle forever. And it's not just a one hit wonder per se. And on top of that, you mentioned that healing is rebuilding, not just managing. right? We're not trying to get by in this compromised state just because we can. So, what role do the mitochondria play in that rebuilding process?
So mitochondria has a choice what to do. It chooses what to do and how to use this energy. And again, in order for mitochondria to function its the best way, it has to have plentiful of energy, plentiful of energy. And that's why for people who are in sports and constantly pushing themselves, athletes, I'm sure you're like that too, because you're constantly pushing yourself. Feel good, great. Don't feel good, still go to the gym, right? We need to learn to listen. Listen to the body. What is your body telling you? If you're exercising and then you have to go and sleep for 3 hours so you can recover, obviously you're overused and you don't have base of energy for that, for
Mhm.
exercise. So the first thing that I do, I tell my patients, like, listen, depending on what state they come in, it's like one thing we change, we reduce exercise, or some patients, no exercise. We cannot expend that energy to exercise where I need your mitochondria to respond. You see, it's very different. I have to feed your mitochondria. We have to do this first.
It's like we got to pay the bills before we go on the vacation.
Okay, of course. And I explain it to them. Listen, body only does few things the same time. It will make a choice. So this mitochondria, the body, the system has to make choice. You either use this energy for healing or you use this energy for exercise. What the choice would be? My choice would be for healing. After you heal and everything balances off and you're regulated completely, you can go do whatever you want. And body will be, the system is so resilient. It can take you, it can do so many things. Then you can find yourself that you're not sleeping few nights and you're still fine. You're still having stress, but you're not responding so crazily. You're not tired in the morning. You can do so much more. Just allow your system to repair one time. Do things right. Don't be rushing. Allow time for healing. So healing, the word healing, it is so much by itself. And yes, real healing does not happen if you do not allow mitochondria, the cell, the powerhouse, to learn how to, yes, we take this nutrition, we take everything and charge the battery. Mitochondria is a cell that's charged, it has a charge. And once it has enough charge, then I can charge back, give back, and fire. It's very interesting. If it's constantly tired and depleted, what's it going to do? If people have a constant oxidative stress, right? What is oxidative stress? How much stress to the system when we have oxygen that's not utilized? Oxidative stress, right? People say a lot of oxygen is good. Yes, but it also causes a process of oxidation, rusting. So this process damages the mitochondria. So more people inflamed, more damage to mitochondria. That's why first thing we do, we start on working reduction of inflammation. So we always look back, basics, look back. How can we reduce that inflammation so mitochondria now can store this energy, have enough energy, and have enough so they're not using to response of inflammation, but responding to healing. So everything else is possible. So what I see in my practice, and I see a lot of it, young women come through and they go through process of fertility where the body either they can't get pregnant, or if they get pregnant they have multiple miscarriages. It's so stressful. So explaining to them that the base system, the mitochondria, I simplified it in a way so people can understand. We need to make sure you have so much more energy, because mitochondrial system is not dumb. It's extremely intelligent, and you're the most important being. Your system is the most important to sustain life. So, in order for your system to do it, it should be sure that's energy in abundance, not your deficit, your energy abundant. So, you can spend that energy for fertility. And things change all the time. It's a different mindset, a different understanding. We are not chasing anything. We are taking time back. We're relaxing. I tell patients, don't stress. Do as much as possible. This time for you, you take back. Don't be pushing yourself. It's your time for healing. Like, it's so important. Because if they are in the state of constant stress, the stress itself will deplete everything they have. It is so important. I constantly looping them back, remind them enough. Me, my coach, all the time. Let's relax a little, maybe to, do yoga regularly, go for a walk. Don't push yourself. Don't push yourself too hard. I see people do too much. Don't be doing too much. Do right things, right time. Don't need to do too much.
So it sounds like what you're saying is doing too much and lack of energy is seems like the main culprit or that limiting factor in recovery.
Yes. Firstly, not doing right steps. Secondly, replacing with wrong supplements. I see this all the time. Taking supplements that actually cause inflammation. You see, now we are like doing more harm than we helping. Too much exercise, eating the wrong food. That's why when patients come, it's complete guided program. We guide them everything, every step of the way. We are their partners to whatever time being that we are working together. And they know they can rely. They can call, they can text, and we always guide them very quickly. Okay, we're not going to do this and this. We're going to do something else. Let's see how you respond. Every person is different. Response of every person is different according to their system. System is absolutely unique and it's beautiful. And I tell my patients, you're not broken. You're just off regulation. We need to get you in a state of regulation and you will heal. And we do everything the same time. And it's so important because people want everything yesterday. Fortunately, it doesn't work this way. There's no shortcuts. The system is beautiful. It requires a lot of guidance, knowledge, support. It's not, you can't just, I have now women with severe PCOS. They are reaching out and they're asking, can I take Ozempic or Manjaro? Because now it's a lot of reports that women get pregnant. I explain to them again. It's like again, explanation and education. So women with polycystic ovarian syndrome, they are in that state for specific reason. Again, they're deficient in some things, they're toxic in some things, they're not balanced. That's why body does not have energy to release that egg every month. They polycystic ovarian syndrome where you have ovaries and lots of cysts. And so when healthy women release that egg, they don't release that egg. It basically, the egg before release and gets stuck. And then another egg before releasing it gets stuck. By the time they are 32 years old, the ovaries are full of cysts, full. So that release of the egg needs energy. That's why I always pause. I'm like, let's pause. Let's figure this out so you can have clear steps how we can take you through. So now I have a beautiful patient. She's from Tennessee. Wonderful. She already have a baby, severe PCOS. She has androgenic type. She has, hair on her face. She said she tried to lose weight for 6 years. No matter what she did, she never succeeded. So now she's in program for 2 months. She lost 10 pounds. And she can't believe it. She's like, I didn't do much.
Wow.
All I did is just follow. But that we are not a weight loss program. We're regulating her system. And her system will always respond. It does all the time. So just taking proper steps, understanding healing is specific. And I work with women with PCOS all the time. We correct it. So bringing you back to patient who's asking about Manjaro, Ozempic to have a baby, and I bring them back to it again. I was like, okay, you came to the state of PCOS because you're off balance and you're deficient. Now you're adding scarcity. You don't have enough nutrition because you're on Manjaro, right? It does other things, but they're also more nutrient deficient. Yes, women get pregnant, but their pregnancy not so easy because they're already so deficient. And then we do not know the outcome of this pregnancy because we don't have any kind of statistical data stating what's going to happen if this woman was short-term before she got pregnant or she got pregnant and she still was using that peptide. What's outcome for this child? We don't know. Nobody knows. It's a new product. It's not on the market for 10 years. No enough statistical analysis done. No research is done. Nothing is published. All we know that when women on Manjaro or Ozempic, not all of them, we know that it regulates their insulin resistance. One thing that gets regulated, they get pregnant because this is when they start releasing an egg. What happens afterwards, we don't know.
So again, what I'm hearing you say is when people think there's a one-step magic pill, magic shot, magic anything to solve the problem, it can create more problems. And we really need to go through the entire process to do it the right way so that we don't solve, it's like whack-a-mole. So we don't solve one problem and then another one pops up down the road. Is that right?
It is absolutely correct. So once we the system is regulated. Once we took all the steps were done properly and we given enough time is different time frame for everybody. So I just want to make sure it's clear. Some people heal in 4 months, some people 12 months, some people, it depends in what state they are in, because the state of disease for some people 30 years. So they're not going to get all great and completely healed in 6 months. It doesn't happen like that. It needs time. More disbalance, more dysregulation in the system you have, longer it will take time to regulate. What do we use? Whatever is possible. We talked about it. I love peptides. All peptide is a signaling molecule. It just signals and goes back. It just works for 2 minutes. Some of them work for 3 minutes, but it's enough to create this beautiful space and remind body how we need to heal. It is amazing. And again, shortcuts, no shortcuts. People want shortcuts, but with shortcuts, you create problems. Once you teach the system how to do it, it's like riding a bicycle. System knows how to do it. It's the same. You have a child with lots of energy, put them on a bike and they just go. You teach them and they go. The same thing with an adult. Our cells have no age. If you take care of them, mitochondria doesn't know what age is. It's mitochondria. Give the fuel, regulate everything, and it's boom. Here you are. It's like very bright light. She's nice. She's happy. Everything is working great. That's why the base knowledge, base of everything that needs to happen has to happen.
Love it. How is restoring the body for the long term different than our middle step of just replacing nutrients or hormones? What does restoring mean after the replace?
So restoring meaning connecting the dots, teaching the system to utilize proper loops. So in our system, in our body, almost everything gets regulated by hypothalamus. It's a part of the brain. So hypothalamus does lots of things. It releases hormones, it gives signaling, it does a lots of things. What happens throughout life, our receptors, like antenna, gets dulled up. So then people don't understand. The system does not know how to do this. So we need to teach the system, teach the system how to do it, and system learns. It's like, for example, you go to listen to beautiful music in our orchestra. You have all the instruments are there, the musicians are there. You do not have conductor. What do you think you're going to hear?
A mess.
You're going to hear, it's going to be like music, but it's not going to be all that beautiful music.
Right.
Then
Right.
if you have a conductor.
Right.
So this conducting takes time, teaching the system how to do this. A lot of times I use specific herbs to clear up receptors. Like, let's clear up your receptors so your cells can understand the signal from the brain. A lot of times the signaling system is broken. And I spoke about it with this beautiful gentleman that take very high doses of testosterone. So this exogenous testosterone actually breaks the loop, the communication from brain to gonads. Lots of viruses, bacteria do the same thing. So we need to understand, is there a communication system that's working or not? So we can create this beautiful state of balance. So now they can actually regulate and continuously thrive. So if this individual, when I'm working with them, if they know and remember what they learn and they keep the system fueled up enough, they are still regulated because body does it by itself. You teach it one time.
It reminds me of, I know probably not the right audience to use a sports analogy, but if anyone's a football fan out there, it's like the offensive coordinator sits in the booth and calls the plays down to the quarterback. And if that system isn't working, you're not going to know the play to run and you're going to be running around like who knows what.
Exactly. So that's a different analogy, but the same thing. Or you have the light, traffic light, the same thing.
Yeah.
Red, yellow, green, stop, wait. It's the same thing. So the system, it's so smart.
And why does it get confused? What breaks that communication?
All the same things. Communication gets broken by inflammation. Like virus, bacteria that body doesn't know what to do with and doesn't have ability to clear, but they're all building up. It doesn't happen right away. So when we talking about MTHFR gene mutation, that we don't have, there's a gene or a C gene, depending on what gene is mutated, that certain functionality of the system already altered. So even that can affect how your system cleans and how your system signals, function of the liver. Liver and the brain very tightly connected. All organs are connected. All of them are connected. People don't understand. You could see when somebody gets extremely toxic, their personality changes. So liver gets toxic, so does brain. There is no communication, not proper communication. Liver cannot clean, but it shows the brain, central nervous system, something is going on, help me. So understanding these symptoms and correction can change everything for individual. You don't have to be extremely sick. You don't need to be waiting until you're sick. See when your body is no longer as it was when you were at your best. That's when you need to pay attention. Don't be waiting when you have gazillion amount of physical problems. People wait. You see, this is the biggest problem. Wait, wait, wait. Oh, I'm still functional. Wait, wait, wait. Oh, I'm still looking good. Wait, wait, wait. And then all of a sudden, boom, skin goes bad, hair is falling, brows are falling. And then women, oops, now I'm ready. But now, to reverse all of this, you need time. And that's how we see women go and get the hair extension. Because yes, it's beautiful. Our beauty as women is hair and skin, right? Isn't it? Yes,
Yeah.
it's true. We want beautiful hair. We want beautiful skin. Go get the hair extensions. Beautiful, quick. That's what people want. But even you're getting these extensions and your follicles, so your hair follicles are weak. Whatever extensions you got, if they're not done right, it will fall off together with the root. And then you have no hair whatsoever. See, it is so important to understand. Prioritize yourself. Me is important. I am an is individual important. That's what's lacking for lots of people, especially for women. Because the way we're raised, it's always do, responsibility, right? That's how we're raised. That's what happens. We never should forget happy family and healthy family with healthy parents and, healthy children. It's so important. We always have to go to base. I have women who are in their middle, age, in mids of 50s. We always look them back. Let's prioritize you now. How can we help you so you can be your better version, so you can live your life, so you can do whatever you want? But in order to do this, we need to be a little bit careful in the beginning. You eat specific things, you sleep right. I always tell patients, you need to sleep at night. If you don't sleep, don't be surprised. Like physiological needs have to be addressed so you can regulate. Because if if your nervous system is not in the right place, you're not going to do it. You're not going to have the energy. Mitochondria doesn't work. There's no connection through your system, through your body. You're overusing energy somewhere else. We talked about it. The people that anxious. I know as soon as patient tells me I'm anxious all the time, a lot of times they forget, they think it's normal now. It's so sad. It's sad. Being anxious now normal, having allergies now is normal. New norm of life. All of this is normal. But it takes so much energy. So in order to preserve that, we need to set system in state of relaxation and in state where they actually can digest food. So rest and digest, we call it. And this is where your repair happens.
That is just so profound. How do we know once we've gotten to this state and followed the right steps that the body has truly entered the restoration phase, not just, okay, I feel better for right now? What lets someone know that, okay, like we've done this the right way and this is something that's sustainable?
So they will know. If, for example, I'll give you a simple example. You give a thyroid hormone to somebody. Some people absolutely need it. I'm not saying some people absolutely need it. And some people need a base nutrition so their thyroid function optimize. If person comes to me and we do blood work, reveal state, and I see their thyroid is not optimum, I don't give them hormone right away. Because that's not how you do it. Because function of thyroid hormone depends on the function of your gut and your liver. So I will optimize gut and liver first. I want to make sure the liver can detoxify. The gut is optimum, can absorb nutrition. I will give nutrition to the deposits so this thyroid can use this nutrition. Basically, it's a fuel to work properly. If this patient needs a small amount of thyroid hormone, I will give it. Maybe they have an autoimmune disease and that's already destroyed their thyroid gland. It's possible. I'll give a small dose. So if you have an individual that's doing everything right, they sleeping and everything, and they miss one dose of thyroid medication in the morning and they know they cannot function, you didn't do the job. Usually regulate, people last even without thyroid hormone because everything else is working.
It's working.
That's important to understand. When people are very sensitive and they know I missed one dose and I couldn't even lift my head up, that's how you know they're not regulated. And maybe something else is happening. It's not just one thing. Also, when people do everything right and we regulate their nervous system, After they regulate it and everything is corrected, they go through their life and nothing bothers them. They don't respond to stressors so bad anymore. They don't have anxiety. Everything is there, no reaction. Don't have negative response to it. So they are now regulated and body is managing, the system is managing. It's a whole system. It's not one organ. People say it's funny things. I can't do A, B, C, D, and F, so I only went to the specialist and expecting that's going to get fixed. It's not gonna, because you're not addressing everything else. What is your expectation?
Dr. Marina, why doesn't healing fade for some people if regulation doesn't follow restoration?
So healing fades for some people simply because you didn't close the loop. You didn't complete the entire process. So you remove, you replace, you think you regulate and restore, and people don't feel certain way because you didn't do the job completely. So we need to understand the loop needs to be closed, and we need to teach the body is so intelligent, to do what was designed to do and was made designed to do by God. I'm not the one who created human body, right? And everything that's done is absolutely brilliant. And once you remind the system how to do this job and show the rhythm, it will do it. And it does it all the time. We know there is big exceptions, right? Doctors, give diagnosis and tell patients you only have so much to live. And this is where breaks the system, because now you create a lots of balance. It's firstly fear. Secondly, people give up. Thirdly, they don't want to do anything. And this is where people fall. When you revert that and you teach the system that everything is possible, just taking right steps and then connecting the dots and having this conductor that now signaling throughout the body and teaches the body how to do what when in state of safety, when now nervous system is regulated, everything just happens.
And thank goodness it does. Wow.
It does all the time. If you do things right, it does all the time.
That's great news. It's not as hard as it seems. You often talk about safety as a biological requirement. Why can't the body stay regulated if it doesn't feel safe? And I feel like the word safety and emotional safety is such, a hot button word right now. We're always talking about that within relationships or within lifestyle. Let's talk about that.
In order for cell mitochondria to work properly and to share energy, you need to be safe. So once nervous system knows it's in a state of stress and in state of danger, it's very specific state. A lot of energy is wasted towards saving the life. Heart rate elevates, blood pressure elevates, kidneys start, making release more urine. Digestive tract stops though, and people become constipated. People don't understand, why can't I, I'm not digesting food. I'm always constipated. What's going on? It's two different factors. They could be constipated and they could be having diarrhea. Again, energy spent in the wrong things. And yes, stress is everywhere. We cannot change what's around us. What we can change, our response. And we teach our patients how to step back, reloop their mind, conscious, subconscious mind, finding triggers and removing the triggers so they can let go of this state of danger. When you're on state of danger, what do? You run. You don't even feel if you have this fuel or not. You just run. Yes, you overrun this fuel you have so you can survive. That's why these people never heal, because they're in very specific state. So we need to teach them. We do it all the time. A lot of overachievers, and it happens to overachievers all the time because they simply don't hear themselves. They don't understand what body really needs. Push, 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 constant pushing doesn't get you to a state of healing. You have to have faith. You have to believe in yourself and the one who guiding you through. And you have to allow for this to happen. And again, no steps have to be avoided. All the steps should be happening. Understanding what your system needs, delivering in a way your system would like to receive it, because not everybody respond well to oral supplementation. The digestive tract already altered, so we have to find different ways to deliver nutrition. So it is very interesting, but body just does it.
How is regulation different from just discipline or willpower or forcing it? And why is that rhythm more important than perfection for long term health?
We can do lots of things. The one thing that we shouldn't be doing, we shouldn't be pushing ourselves to do something we are not willing to do internally. It's all about a rhythmic and rhythm of beautiful music and music that your body wants to play. If your body doesn't want to play this music, you're going to find any possible reason not to play this music, period, right? So your subconscious mind will find ways to get out of it. So we need to understand an individual first, what their requirements and what the body is asking, understanding where they're looping themselves. And then we can unloop and start delivering. We don't need to push ourselves. We need to be willing to make a change. It's not about forcing. It's about allowing system to do know what to do, which is to heal. And it's absolutely amazing. I see so many different things, and body just does it. You just have to explain to people that fear, this first thing they have to give up. Fear. The fear. What if? What if? But what if we do everything and everything just right? What if? Make a great possibility, change your mindset. So it's not negative, it's positive. People come with, oh, I've done A, B, C, D, and F, it never worked. To me, it's already, ooh, what a negative charge. What a negative charge, because they already have this scenario they playing. Give them an opportunity to change a scenario. Does it depends on me? It depends on them. They need to change the belief system. But once we do it, it just works.
Right. It's giving the same weight to what if it doesn't work out, then what if it does? And I think we get so stuck in what if it doesn't work out because we feel that getting disappointed or realizing that it's not going to work out is like the most dangerous, worst thing ever. So we're almost bracing for that so that disappointment doesn't feel so
Disappointing.
heavy and disappointing. Yeah. When it
So
happens, we're trying to almost like future take back some of the disappointment.
So what I do with my patients, I always open the door, and it's very specific way to communicate with subconscious. I tell them very specific things. It's like everyone is different and everyone will have, which is true, different protocols and deliver a different things, different way, which we always adjust according to your need. See? So they understand right away that is not one formula for everybody, not one protocol for everybody, and none opens their window. Wow. It could be something that's, specific to me and to my need. And that's what's going to change for me. So it's a different way that I will be addressed. I will be heard. Finally, I will be seen as an individual. Because most people not seen or heard. They feel first time seen or heard in the chair in my office. So this ability to communicate, to listen what they're saying. When people say I tried A, B, C, D, and F, I get it. You tried what other 100 people tried, thousands, millions people tried. But what we're going to do is what you need for your health, for your benefit. And it's very much adjustable because you're an individual. You see, it's like you're changing it right away. And they hear it, they understand it.
And that's really the first step to really feeling safe. I mean,
Exactly.
even that itself is is worth it. Um, how do you help patients restore and regulate while living their real lives, work, travel, stress, family, without becoming dependent on constant intervention? That sounds like that could be hard to navigate sometimes.
Not really,
Okay.
not really. So firstly, we educate what to do and what to change. And again, physiological needs comes first. Then there are psychological needs. Okay, we should not we should not forget Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's a needs of physiology. The physiological always comes first. This is where the nutrition comes in, right? The deficit. How do we overcome the deficit? Yes, there's not much in food anymore, and we spoke about this. Food is necessary because we have the gut, we have it has to enter through our mouth, and so gut is working. What do we deliver? So nutrition we provide to our patients. They don't need to go and search for supplements. Everything is done, delivered to them. We give them even dietary modification sheets with all the nutrition, the food they need to purchase. They only need to buy it. They need to buy it. We give them guidance how to combine it even, right for them, for whatever their things they're dealing with. I create specific protocols on peptides. It's very specific. I have patients that have 6 kids. I have patients who are CEO of the companies. I have athletes. They're all doing it. They're traveling. We made it in a way so you can live your life. Start with base. We always start with base, teaching them how to change the state of nervous system to safety too. Important. You sleep, change your mindset. Change your mindset. Everything will come. Doing it at the same time and provide patients with continuous support. So in the beginning, it's heavy. It's lots of supplements because they're so depleted. By the time they're ended, it gets lighter, lighter, and lighter. They still need some things, but we know what's happening because they report to us all the time. Oh my God, I didn't think it was possible. Oh wow, I didn't know that's gonna be like, it's gonna change for me like this. It is beautiful and it's doable. And for patients that stay with us, and most patients stay with us just for maintenance, so we continuously work with them and we're just delivering this fuel, the nutrition that they need to stay regulated. So they stay in balance and regulation continuously. So they're not depending on supplements all the time. Sometimes I don't take any supplements because you can't be constantly delivering that into the system. You also need break for system to rest. Sometimes a month, sometimes 2 months, sometimes you loop them back depending on what they were. Of course, there are also, now it's a flu season in New York. Everyone is sick. New York. I have lots of patients in New York. What I see, my patients either don't get sick, or if they get sick, they get better right away.
I
Like three days, and they up and about.
Wait, me too. I was sick on Saturday and it's Tuesday and I'm better.
You see, it's
I just
good.
I had a little cold. I was stuffy. But I slept 48 hours. I took my Advil cold and sinus and
You see?
that's good.
So the
Okay.
sleep and restoration is so important. I constantly talk about it. People don't give enough importance. You don't pay anybody for sleeping. You just do it. Just go and sleep.
Because we've trained ourselves and the world has told us that if you're not in constant motion, if you're not doing something, you're behind, you're failing. But we've really got to start giving as much importance to the rest as we do to the production.
Definitely. It's so, so, so important. So we never could forget about fuel we need. We need the fuel. The way we were created, so the fuel should come from food, but it's no longer the case. So we need to adjust. Food doesn't give it. There are supplements, proper supplements in proper time so you can have optimum function of your mitochondria. So your digestive tract is working, so your liver is still cleaning the same time as you. I tell patients, we don't eat 1 time a day, we eat 3, 4 times. And some people eat 5 times a day. Depends on what they need. People eating. So don't forget, every time you eat, you need to also clean. So keep your system working. Everything works the same time. You don't take times off, right? If they need to fast once in a while, then they're fasting if they need to. Also, it boost up the system, the signaling, so the receptors clean up. It's not much mess that comes in to dull up the receptor sites with inflammatory conditions, so the kids still can hear. It's like a antenna, they're listening to signals. That's how we keep them sharp. You eat, sometimes maybe you take a break from a meal a day. You do it maybe once a month, maybe you do twice a month. For some, it's good. For some, it's absolutely not. There is not one formula to everybody, but people are doing it and they don't disrupt their life. There are holidays. We teach people how to eat during holidays and still be fine. They eat whatever and they still fine, depending where they are in a program. How can we, even if they ate something that caused inflammation, yes, they're going to feel it for next day, but we teach them how to avoid and get these symptoms out of the system as quick as possible, how to clean up.
And if the body is in such a regulated state, it's probably not going to react
It doesn't react as
not as
much.
dramatically as it did when it was dysregulated and
Yes, absolutely.
everything was out of whack. All right, Dr. Marina, any closing thoughts?
Well, it's a holiday season. I'm wishing everybody all the best in holiday season. Listen, we say it's holidays, right? It's time with your life, with loved ones, with your family. I'm wishing everybody the best as well as you. So are you happy, healthy? You live in happiness and abundance, and you follow the light that guides you. And find yourself. For those people who can find themselves, find yourself and enjoy life. Life is to be enjoyed and lived. It's not to suffer. People think that life is suffering. It could be, it's your choice. You either live and suffer or do something about it and be happy and healthy and continue living and enjoy and learn. And, everything just comes.
The choice is yours. You can continue following the loop that's not getting you the answers or the results, or do it the right way and change your life forever. Yeah, this healing, it doesn't really happen because we do all this forcing. We really need to give, like we said, that extra weight and that respect to our rest. It happens, the restoration, because we have the capacity and we can regulate the body's rhythm back to its homeostasis and where it wants to be. If today's episode helped you understand why progress sometimes stalls or slips and what it actually takes to sustain healing, the next step is structure. To learn what your body needs to restore and regulate long term, schedule your Reveal consultation at National Wellness Group in Boca Raton or visit nationalwellnessgroup.com. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Marina. Happy holidays, and we will see you in the next episode of the 5R Method.
Thank you.